Hi guys, Hammy Sammy here. Hope you're all well. I have got the lovely Peter Gill on um, this new platform with myself. What we're going to do is we're going to talk about metal detecting, and we're going to be doing this on a weekly basis as well. And the whole point of it is because we have noticed quite a lot of newbies are coming into the hobby and they don't know where to start. So we thought that it'd be really good if we could put something together where obviously it'd help them. So I'm going to start questioning Peter. I've known Peter for quite some time now. We've been on metal detecting digs with each other, and I think the absolute world of him. Hi Peter, how are you?
Hi, Sammy. All good on the side. Hi, listeners.
Oh, thank you so much for joining me. I hope Pauline's all right too.
Everyone's fine this side.
Oh, brilliant.
And same your side. Hope.
Yeah, things are great. So Peter, tell us, how did you first get into metal detecting and how
Ah,
long ago?
yeah.
That is the question.
How long ago was probably about 15 years, I think.
Wow.
Um, yeah, it's been quite some years ago. Started metal detecting due to a heart condition that I
Right.
had and not allowed to exercise because my heart rate was going sky high.
Oh,
So just to get a little bit of exercise, I thought, well, metal detecting would be good,
how did you first
nice
hear
and
about
easy. Well, I've always been interested in treasure and metal detecting,
it? Right.
so I thought, well, it'd be just a good place to start. I thought it was going to be so easy, just walking across the field or wherever, and it's be a very light exercise. But I think it just about killed me after the first session. So didn't realise what an exercise it was. But yeah, it got me through my heart problems, and I've carried it on since then.
Wow. So, how did you first hear about the hobby?
Um, I'm not sure actually. Tell you the truth, I've just always been fascinated with it. And
Right.
I mean, as a kid, I was very involved in electronics,
Right.
and what some of the magazines I used to buy had metal detectors in, which you could build yourself,
Wow.
little BFO metal detectors, and that sort of got my interests, sparked.
Right.
But I never actually built one. So, and then a friend of mine, he had like a toy metal detector, and he gave it to me, and that was like the start of it. It was very basic. It was a little BFO, and I think it probably detected about 1 inch down, and that was the start. And then from there, I got another metal detector, um, which I've still got actually, a Tesoro Silver Sabre 2,
Wow.
a very old one, and that was my main detector at that time.
Wow.
Uh,
Oh.
yeah.
So how did you know where to start then when you first came into the hobby? Did you join a club or did you what did you do?
No, I think probably I was one of the first people in South Africa, in on the mainland, that was actually detecting, because
Wow.
there were no clubs at the time, and I didn't know anyone else either that metal detected. So I learned the hard way.
Wow.
I
So you
think on my very first time out, the only thing I found was a rusty nail. But
a lot of us still find them today.
yes, but everything I did was self-taught. I
Oh,
had to learn the hard way, and even with the discrimination and so on, I had to teach myself just from playing around with the detector.
oh,
And later I got a Garrett Ace 250, which was a nice, easy switch on, switch off sort of thing and go.
Switch on and go. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was a brilliant little detector.
Yeah.
And that was my first sort of, I would say, decent detector that that I actually acquired. And from there, I just built up. Went
Right.
to a White's MXT Pro,
Mm-hmm.
which I didn't get on well with. I found it very, very difficult. Some
Right.
people swear by it, but I couldn't get hold of it. I've still got it, but don't use it. And now I'm with the XP Deus,
Great machine.
which I've had for some time now. I love it. It's a great machine.
Wow. Oh, that's really great. So come on then, tell us what your best find has been or your favourite find.
I've got a couple. The one is a gold coin from South Africa, which
Wow.
was a Kruger pound from 1893.
Oh, I remember you telling me about that, yeah.
Yes, and I've also got a Zulu spear,
Mm-hmm.
which is
Wow.
quite a nice find. As far as England, I've got a Roman brooch, complete, which
Lovely.
is stunning. And yeah, and just in my general, I love Roman coins. So as basic as they are, I love them.
So which is your favourite era? Have you got a favourite era?
Roman,
Roman.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
if I found a Roman coin, I'd be happy, even better than a hammy.
have you never found a Roman coin?
Oh yes, I've got quite a few now,
Right.
but I love Roman coins. Little bronzes are great. I found my first silver Roman pretty recently,
Wow.
and I've also now got a Saxon
A Saxon.
silver.
Wow.
Yeah, which I've actually found on the Isle of Wight.
Wow. Amazing.
Yeah.
So, in the hobby, we hear quite a lot about people talking about bucket lists. Do you have a bucket list?
Well, my bucket list was to find a Roman coin,
Which is
which I've accomplished.
yeah,
Found a Roman brooch, which I've now accomplished. A Saxon coin, which I've now accomplished. And yeah, I want to get one of the axes.
oh, the accents.
Yeah, axe heads.
Yeah.
So that's probably my next one on the list. So,
Oh, that's definitely on my bucket list. I found stuff from Roman period, medieval, Victorian, Georgian. But on my bucket list, has got to be Saxon and Neolithic too, for certain.
yes.
I see people finding Saxon stuff, and it's like, oh my, that's my dream. That's on my bucket list. Why can't I ever find anything like that?
Well, I've only found the one coin, so.
So, so obviously you've been in detecting there for a number of years now. So, how do you think it's changed from when you first started to now? How do you think it's changed?
um, it's grown
Mm,
astronomically with the amount of people
yeah.
and also the amount of clubs. But I'm finding lately that it's becoming very difficult to get land.
Mm-hmm.
I think mainly because of clubs, the farmers are getting paid now, so they don't
Yeah.
want individuals. But what I am finding is that the clubs are getting very expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they're seeing a quick way of getting rich, in a sense,
Right.
and tend to be charging a lot of money. And a lot of the clubs are also having to repeat their land.
Mm.
So, I don't necessarily find that the cost that they're charging is relevant to go, on land which has already been searched.
Yeah.
I think if a land's been searched before, they should reduce the cost. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
But I also understand that's their living. So,
Yeah.
but
And I will
it,
just say that obviously, like what we talk about in these videos, obviously our own personal opinions,
yes,
like because I totally understand where you're coming from. Do you know, obviously, especially if like the land has been like searched time and time again. Do you know, you don't want to be paying the same fee, do you, to go on
Sure,
that land. But then we also say that a field is never done. Do you know, so
sure.
it's one of those, isn't it?
Mm.
But so
Yeah,
if someone was in front of you right now who's just started the hobby, doesn't have a machine or anything, what would you say to them? What advice would you give to them coming into the hobby and stuff?
I think probably the biggest one is learn perseverance. It's it's a must.
Yeah,
If you haven't got perseverance, you're not going to handle the hobby.
definitely.
You can go for a whole day without finding anything.
You can,
Uh,
you can.
And
What, in your own opinion, what do you think the main reason for the amount of people joining the hobby it probably is, you know,
I,
because
I,
I started about 6, 7 years ago now, and I have noticed quite a lot of more people are coming into the hobby, you know, and one thing that I've noticed as well is there's a lot more females coming into the hobby as well now, whether they're coming in on their own or they're coming in with like the partners, you know. What do you think about that, Peter? What do you think about the women coming into the hobby?
big smile on your face. I've got no problem with it whatsoever. In fact, I think it's great. You know, I think it's great. You know, it doesn't matter who's doing it.
Yeah,
We're all in it together. Um, but yeah, it's. I think as far as why people are coming in, I think with all the hoards that have been found over the recent times and the big amounts of money that's been spoken, I think a lot of people are coming in thinking they're going to get rich quick,
yeah,
and that's not the case. In fact, I think the hobby actually costs much more than what we receive in the sense of monetary.
yeah.
Um,
I agree.
so how many of these people will actually last, I'm not too sure.
Yeah,
But if you've got a love of history and a fascination for the unknown, it's a great hobby.
yeah.
And, and yeah, whether it's male or female, it doesn't really matter. It's all good. We're all in it together.
We certainly are. And because like obviously I've come across men in the past that have obviously told me, you know, it's not a hobby for a woman, you know, oh, they should be at home in the kitchen and stuff, you know, and I just laugh at it, you know, I just take it on the chin, you know.
Yeah,
But I totally agree with what you're saying. People are coming into the hobby thinking that they're going to get rich quick, you know, and it doesn't help with the media either because all they ever seem to report is all the good things that have been found.
correct.
Like the show, The Detectorist, you know, I thought that was brilliant. I thought it was a really a good program, but there was parts of it that I didn't agree because it didn't reflect on what the hobby is actually really like. You know, like you say, and you can go out there, you know, for for days, weeks, months, and not find the absolute thing. You
That's
know,
right.
so the things that you do need to have in this hobby, you know, it is patience, it's perseverance. You know, you need to learn your machine for certain, and that is it's a new like ball game, isn't it, with your machine,
Yes,
especially if you're a beginner and you've got no experience or anything. But you know, you're right. If you're coming into the hobby, then it's a must. You've got to have a passion for history, you know, because I don't think it's helped either. Obviously, when it comes to people selling the finds as well, you know, they'll sell them for next to no on
sure.
places like eBay, Gumtree, wherever, you know, and I don't think that helps either because it cheapens our history.
It does, and also that they're selling them for very high prices, which which I also don't think is a good one. So
No. Have you
no,
ever sold any of your finds?
never,
No.
never sold anything. So I've still got all my decent finds. I've still got them. what
Wow.
I do, I haven't done for a while now, but I've mounted them on frames.
Right.
So
Oh,
I've actually got frames with a lot of my good finds on.
wow.
So just instead of a cabin net, I just hang them on the wall. Uh,
Oh,
just a different way of approaching it, and obviously coins I've, I've got in boxes and within my collections and stuff. So yeah,
oh,
it's all good. But I've never sold anything.
wow.
Uh,
Oh,
I've never even had a desire to sell anything.
no.
Yeah. I mean, my gold coin I found, I think, within my first year of detecting,
And you've still got
and
that.
I've still got it.
Oh, wow.
So,
You'll have to send me a picture so I can put it under the video for
yeah,
viewers to see. But oh, well, thank you so much for joining me. Yeah, I do really appreciate it. I appreciate your time as well. You know, I think the
yeah,
world of
you're
you.
always welcome.
And yeah, so I don't know who I'm going to get to chat to next, but I'll definitely chatting to someone else next. And I hope people have enjoyed this video. And but yeah, thank you so much for joining me. And goodbye, everybody.
Yep, goodbye everyone, and thanks a lot, Sammy. It's really been good. I've
Oh,
enjoyed it.
you're very welcome.